Okay, this is Jack with another tutorial uh, on the Pitbull Bible database website. What we're going to do is go to the AdminCP, which you're probably pretty familiar with by now. But you scroll on the bottom and you click Admin to get there. And you're going to have your username and password, login, of course. And I'm going to go down all of these things and basically tell what each does. With the time constraint of an hour, there's only so much you can do. First thing it does is tell you what level you're at. 422 patch level 1. It tells you that there's an availability of 4.23. We can get into trying to change that later. But the settings are several different settings here. At any time you can click on your forum homepage and it'll open up another tab and you can check out what you're doing. But let's go back to here. The options, I think I've already shown you most of this stuff. Each one contains different settings. What you want your basic web page to be. You can go down here and go through each one of these. If you want to set up Facebook settings, you can set up these options. You have to create a Facebook secret app, and you can click on here and learn information on how to do it. It's all complicated crap that's already been done for you, so I wouldn't really worry about all that. But let's say you wanted to make people have a different style. Like, let's say if you wanted to default set it to Desert Mesa, default it to Terminator Light. I was working on another skin that I never finished, but the default is Terminator Steel. But you can, as you create more and more skins, you can default it to something else to make people have to see that when they first come on here. On and on it goes down here. Every one of these settings I think is already optimized, but you can go through there. Your paid subscription, again, it goes to you, but if you wanted to change your email, then you would have to go down here and make sure that you do that. I've never used this. I have no idea what that is. The navigation manager is important because it shows which tabs you have here. Okay, I've customized this tab to be green, which I'll show you somewhere else, but let's say you wanted to create or remove the drug tab. You would click that, you'd save it. It's no longer visible. If you want to reactivate it, you can do that. You can add a tab as you want. You make it active or not active. But I don't want to make a new tab, so I'll go back here. But the navigation manager controls these navigation tabs. Now I'll show you something else. These are, let's say, my articles tab. If I click on that, I've made sub-navigation menu links, and I do that here. Add link, boink, boink, boink. And it, if I want to rearrange the order of these, then I would make this, let's say, 60, this one, oops, this one 50, it would flip-flop the order. Same with the blogs tab. I've got, all of these different links equate to these sub-navigation menu links, okay? Those are all controlled here in the navigation manager. The human verification manager I've already set up for you, so it's the reCAPTCHA. That basically means when people come in and sign, they have to fill out this reCAPTCHA, because otherwise, when I first made this site, people would come in and let's see what time it is. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'll finish at 8. That's actually more than an hour. If I make a video for an hour, it takes me about another half hour to render it. So I made the other one shorter, but I'll give you a full hour this time. But keep in mind, it's actually a lot longer than that. So anyway, when people come and sign up, they have to prove they're human by answering these things. When I first got this thing, all these spam bots were signing up, putting up porn and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I have never used this stuff, dig, active, delicious, stumble upon, never done it. You'd have to go to vbulletin.org or vbulletin.blog to figure out what all this stuff does. That's just the way it came set up. The CMS system is the content management system, and that has to do with articles. You go to the content manager. These are all of the articles that I've done. Okay, it shows the status. There's a couple that I've not yet published. Plesk versus Power Panel. Did I not publish that? It should be published. All right. These are the last ones I've pretty much done are having to do with these tutorials. So then there'll be another one, tutorial number 5. I was working on this article, Leishmaniasis deadlier than Babesia. So let's click on that. This is how you set it up. If I put whatever I put here, it's gonna, I don't know why it pops this stuff in, but it is not published. You control it here. You can set it to a different time, a different date. You can, put the publish date however you want it. If you have attachments, you'd manage them here. Do you want to allow comments? Yes or no? I always allow comments because it creates interaction. Permission preview, I always put it to yes. I don't know what it does exactly. Display title, yes, of course. Author, you can decide whether to display your name or not as the author. Publish date, yes, no. Full display and section, I don't do that. The section page is this. Like, for example, let's just save this again and get in here. The section page would be this. This is the section. What it's saying is, do you want the full article on this page? No, it's a pain in the ass to look at. You just want to kind of scroll through the hierarchy, and then if I want to look at this, I'll do the introduction. Okay, I'll look at that. But the section page, I don't know. I typically don't want to see everything. I just want to see, oops, I guess that I didn't want that to pop up there. I ordered them by time. See, this is the oldest to newest, and I just updated this. So let me, what is this? 3:22 p.m. I'm going to show you something. 3:22 p.m. on 2:10. So this is updated to here. So I'm going to go back to 2:10 and go 3:21. So I'm going to update it. I'm going to go to 2:10 at, let's say, 3:20. I'll put 19 p.m. So now what this has done, when I go to the section, it put it back in the right order. You can order these as you want by time, but when I updated it, it bounced it up to the top as the newer date. So just keep that in mind. So when you see the end of this video, it's going to be down here as tutorial number 5, just so that you can scroll 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise, it would be backwards. So anyway, let's go back to here. The content management, you can, to start an article, this one you never want to touch. Thank you for joining. That is your opening page, so leave that one alone. Suppose I wanted to start a new article. I can go on any article page. Let's post this here. Okay, and I hit this button, go. I start a new article. Okay, let's just say new article. It'll automatically fill that in. Blah, 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 blah. I put in all that stuff. And again, do I want it published? Not right now. We'll go down to here, full display and section. No, that's what I do. Display updated date. I typically go no, because if I want to edit it, I don't want the world to know it. Do you want to display page views? I typically say yes. Do you want to allow people to rate it? I typically say yes. Always choose this because it'll show up in both the content section and the section part. Make available, always want to make it navigable, sub-navigation. The section, what do you want to put it in? Do you want it in the index of subscriber websites? Do you want subscribed article storage area automatically means only paid viewers can view it? If you put it in, let's say, the drug index or something else, it'll change things. So then you can put it in a category. Is it bulldog history? Is it diseases? Is it general news, etc.? Then you can decide who gets to see it. Read access, whomever gets to see it. If you want to put meta tags and keywords, and then you save it, and it will be in that part. Okay, but we don't really want that. Section manager. These are the different sections I've created. You can subscribe area storage. Okay, you can look at it. What do I do here? Yeah, you can hold on. Section manager. Forget half of this stuff. Do you want to publish it? Do you want to not publish it? I unpublished these things. If you want to look at category manager, these are the categories I have. You can order them how you want. This will tell you how many articles there are in each category. Grid manager, this is how it is displayed. Do you want it displayed like that? Do you want it 2-column, 3-column? I think ours is 2-column, 33%, 66%. I don't know what the hell this is. Layout manager, this is important, but it's already set up. But if you want to look at it, this is how I set it. If I don't want private articles in here, I get rid of it. If I want to, right now the pedigree images are there, and blog posts, you can order this any way you want. Bulldogs for sale, blog posts, pedigree images. It looks like you've changed some things. Let me see. Yeah, you've got rid of the breedings, or you put them down here. Maybe I did. I can't remember. But yeah, recent breedings added. If you wanted to put the breedings on top, you could do that. If you wanted to put the bulldogs for sale up here, you can rearrange it. You can get rid of them, and you can pop them back in here. You could add more. You could, if I wanted to add one more article sections, I could, put it in primary content. I could add more stuff there. If I decide I don't want it there twice, I get rid of it. So the layout manager is something you'll use quite a bit. The widgets, some of these are crazy and already in here, but you can create a new kind of widget. Like, for example, recent breedings, we created this widget. If you want to see what it looks like, oops, no, that is just the title. If you want to see how it's configured, recent breedings, this is the gobbledygook my brother put in there to create that. But you can create widgets, which are, these are widgets. These are widgets right here. Okay. Again, you could do a whole tutorial on any one of these things, but the permissions on your section manager, I've created so administrators can read, moderators can read, paid subscribers B. These are the guys you demote. They can't add pedigrees, but they can still see the article. And of course, super moderators, registered users cannot. These cannot. Can download attachments, moderators, and super moderators, and admin. You don't really want people putting attachments in articles because they can create a bunch of crap with it. Across the board, administrators can do everything. I don't even let administrators upload HTML hypertext markup language into content, because if you read the instructions, it says people can upload malware and fuck up your whole site. So don't check that. Keep it unchecked. But these are the permissions for the CMS, the article management system you have, and this is how I've got it configured. Okay, the blogs system is kind of the same thing. It's got categories. You can add or subtract categories or edit them. Permissions. Okay. I think everybody, but do I have this? Breeding puppies, reproductions? Yeah, see, it's weird. I guess people have not been able to do that. That was bad. We want registered users to do it. We want anyone to be able to read the blogs. Okay. So these are things that we needed to do. Well, I'm not sure these are all permissions that you go into the other. We'll get to that. Entries. View blog entries. If you wanted to search and for whomever, I put most of them in there, but you know, you can search for blog entries. I would never use that feature, but blog moderators, that would be all the people that are already moderators. Never even looked at this. Never looked at that. I have no idea what this does. Panjo, I don't know what this is, but this is for advertising a bunch of crap, and I've never used it. Advertising, this is your own advertising. The Christmas special, for example, you can decide if it's here, here, or on the bottom. These are your ads. I've never bothered, well, I can't say that. I usually do it for my Christmas sales. I don't even have Christmas sales anymore, too busy. But, you know, you can make any kind of an ad you want. Join for free, half off, whatever. You would do that there. Okay. And then you would go, what am I trying to do here? Then you would edit the ad here. What am I doing below nav bar? Okay, there it is. You click on that again and you go in there. And this is the ad. Active no right now, but if you wanted to activate it, you would go yes. I've decided where it's going to be. I can, you know, put it wherever I want. And decide who uses it. If you leave it blank, everybody can see it. Sorry, I've got a cold now, so it sounds kind of funny. Styles and templates is a very important element, and it'll give you some idea as to how much work is involved in making a bleepity bleep style. But Terminator Steel, for example, I go here. All of these categories here have colors. What color do I want this? I chose this color. This has another. You got to choose colors for every single frickin' piece of this thing. It take you 2 days to do just one skin, and if that's a 10-hour day, 2 days. But let's say if you wanted to change the color of any aspect of Terminator Steel, right there, that's what you do. Let's go back to the style manager. If you want to create a new style, how the hell do I do that? Add new style. Importantly, there's a couple other things you're going to want to know. You can edit your templates. These are custom templates I made for the custom web pages. Okay, these custom web pages. This drug database goes back to drugs, and this is gobbledygook, all custom gobbledygook that we did to create that page, because it's a custom page. You don't necessarily need to know anything about that, because I mean, unless you want to get into making those pages, custom pages. But what am I doing? Another important one is, I mean, these are editing all these templates. I've never looked at 1/100th of them, but this one is something I've fiddled with quite a bit. The CSS templates, additional CSS. These are all customized color, frame, and everything else enhancements that we've done to get the colors the way we want. If you want to tweak them, go ahead. I can't possibly teach you all this stuff in 10 tutorials, but you know, buy an HTML document book, you know, HTML and CSS for Dummies, which is pretty much what I did. And these are all changes. I'll show you how to do something. For example, let's say you want to figure out how the hell to change this. Okay, you can either figure out how to do it in the style manager that I showed you, or you can tinker with it by your custom CSS. So you would go like this. What does this refer to? Where's a right click? Inspect element. Now you can inspect that, and it's going to kind of tell you it's in the block row. Block row governs that. Okay, block row, this gobbledygook here, well, take a look. This is the gobbledygook here. Okay, but block row is already in the styles manager. I mean, this is so complicated that you're better off just leaving it alone. But if you want to monkey with it, block row, you look for block row, background, color. There it is. There's the color, 999. Block row color, 999. So you can change it the way that it's set up to do right here. But some of these little handy things aren't in here. You've got to make them up yourself, and that's where the inspect element. Let's say it wasn't in there. You could copy this. Okay. Go back into custom CSS, edit templates, CSS templates, cascade style settings is what that means. And then you would do this, right click, paste, block row color. You don't need that. And you would add, let's say, whatever, 898989, whatever you want. Oh, it has to be 6. But suppose you wanted to change that color. That's what you do, and you would save and reload. We don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. But that's what all of these little dealies are right here, is me going into here saying I don't like that, right clicking, inspect element, see what it applies, nav tabs, ULL floater, and then popping these custom things here and saving. So you can see there's a lot of custom shit here. A ton of it. All this work's been done for you already. Language and phrases. This is an important one. Yeah, leave page. These are all of the phrases that you have that can be customized. Notice one. This is a custom notice that I put in here. Welcome to the Ferrari of all APT databases. If you come here as a subscribed user, this is what you're going to get. You can customize this if you want. Warning, you better know how to use HTML because there's a lot of crap in here that you need to know how to do. Otherwise, you know, if you don't like had more, have more, will have more, you can change the wording and save. Okay, that's the language manager. The phrase manager is if you don't want to go in the language manager, let's say, and look through fucking 96 different pages of shit like this for what you want to do, then you would go to the phrase manager and maybe do it like this. I put 1500 so I can see all of them, and you go scroll through here to see which one you might want. Now this is edited, powered by vBulletin, edit it, you can see what I put. Powered by the Pitbull Bible Online APBT database. vBulletin had it default powered by vBulletin, but I didn't want to advertise vBulletin. I put powered by the Pitbull Bible Online APBT database. You could change that to whatever you wanted. Okay, on and on it goes. You know, this phrase says this. This means whoever it is that's looking at it, you can change it to whatever. I mean, all of these are how you can customize every default message in here to whatever you want. Logged in, no permission. This is what I have. Welcome to Ferrari All. We have more and better features than any database. Learn how to do this. You can change this to what you want. You can restore default if you want. Just realize that this is some complicated bootstrap type stuff. And if you mess with it and it's broken, it's broken. There's another one. May choose icon for message. You are not a subscribed member. To become a subscriber, these are like error messages that we've customized. Okay, so that's the phrase manager. Only shows you 15 by default. I put 1500 so I can see them all. Search in phrases is good. Like, let's say you wanted to change all blog forum members or posts. You would highlight this, copy. Okay, go into search for text, paste. You're going to want to search vBulletin. Let's say you want to change it to blah, 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 blah. Replace. Oops, I can't believe that didn't work. Well, let's just say it worked. It would show you the phrase, and then you could decide if you wanted to replace it with new text. So there's the language manager, phrase. These are basically ways in which to customize the site to say whatever it is you want it to say on every damn page that loads. Okay, so moving on, FAQ. I never bothered with that. Notices, I've never used that. There's notices you can put up. Announcements are like the same thing. I've never used it. Forums and moderators. This is the hierarchical order of how we have it put. I think I showed this before. If you want to, you can individually add moderators here, but if you add it once here, they populate all four below. So the lead forum, if you add a moderator here, it will populate all these below. So if you do that, do there. You can edit this forum to say whatever it is you want it to say. Give permission. Again, never, ever, ever, ever allow HTML. It allows people to post things that can hurt your site. I don't want threads to have a prefix. I don't know what that means, but whatever it means. I don't make people have passwords to get on each forum. That's a pain in the ass. Override user style choice. No. We use the default style that I showed you before, Terminator Steel, but if somebody decides they want to use the light style or Desert Mesa, I'm not going to force them to. They can use whatever they want. So this is the forum manager. If you want to add a new forum, you can. I just do it here. You can reorder them here. This is the display order, basic announcements, Bulldog forums, health forums, classified, off topic. That's how I've ordered it. You can switch it around, of course. Permissions, forum permissions. Paid subscribers, moderators, no banned users. These people cannot use these. Okay. Etc. etc. You can edit these permissions as you see fit. That gives you how to permit everyone. I guess you've tinkered with this maybe. I've let registered users go here because I think, I don't know, if you're advertising, the more people you can get, the better. So I think it's helpful to people, but you can change that if you want. Calendar, I've never fiddled with that. Threads and posts, I've never fiddled with that. I've never fiddled with that. Never fiddled with that. Moderation. Moderate threads. Nah, I've never done that. Attachments, never cared. Users, add a new user here. I never add new users except like test user. I think I've added a test user maybe. Search for users. If you want to find Brickface, you can find Brickface. If you want to change your password, let's say you forget your password somewhere, you can just add it here. You know, you can change people's status here. Never use this. I never do. For whatever reason, it doesn't really work as well. I use it here. If you want to give somebody a free subscription, don't do it here. Do it here. Where is it? Add paid subscription. If you do it there, that happens automatically, and this gives you a date span. So merge users. Let's say if Dogman X decides to be Dogman Y and he starts posting under Dogman Y and you figure it out, you say, listen, asshole, you're only supposed to be one guy. Which one do you want to be? And so then you would merge the users here. Okay, so Dogman X, he doesn't want to be Dogman X. So you take Dogman X. He wants to be Dogman Y. Okay, the one he wants to finish as, put here. Then you continue, and every post he's ever made as Dogman X, it'll change the name to Dogman Y, and then he's one person. So that would be the merge user. Ban user, you can ban him at any level you want. Never use that. Never done that. You can search IP addresses, I guess. Send emails to users. Why bother when you can send them a PM, which automatically emails them? This is a better thing. I've showed you this already. Trim this down to 23 if you're going to send a message to everybody. I send banned users just to tease them. And then you submit here, you know, title, wording, submit here. This is a very important feature. I've used it many times. Never bother with that. User groups, I've shown you. This is it's down to 243 now, it looks like. At its heyday, we had 350. 243 times 30. That's about 7,200 a year. You don't want to go much below that because then you're not going to get a return on your investment. But, you know, in order to get people to join, you're going to have to do something. You can't just sit around and wait for people to join. You've got to be a leader. You've got to either create articles, maybe revive, you know, the Dog of the Year contest. I mean, people would pay me because I was the author of the Pitbull Bible. They would pay me because I was always coming up with new and interesting things. It didn't hurt that I'd read a winning line. But, you know, you're going to have to create interest in order to keep people, because I don't have time to, I mean, I'll do what I can when I can, but I'm not obligated to do it. So you're going to have to think of a way to get people interested, create something cool to do, and then it would be a good idea to send a mass PM to everybody of your idea. Hey, cast your votes for Dog of the Year, Game Dog of the Year, whatever. So the user groups is a good way to monitor how many people that you've got as subscribers. I've noticed that you've given some subscriptions to a lot of folks, which is fine. They're important folks, except Evolution. He's just there to advertise his stuff. But foreign permissions. I guess this is another way to do foreign permissions. Groups. These are. What am I trying to say? Sorry, I'm tired. What time is it? What time I got? I got a little bit of time left. Okay. Groups would be like if you wanted to. You find the community in the forums section. These types of groups. Okay, the Red Boy Jocko Blood. It looks like nobody's made a whole bunch of groups, but this has a decent amount of members in it. But this is what that refers to as these groups that people make, group categories. Looks like they're uncategories. If you want to create new group categories, you could do it here, you know. User infractions, I don't really fiddle with that. I just give people the boot or not. User profile fields. I've never really gone in here. You can edit them. Biography, location, whatever. I've never actually used that. Ranks, I guess they rank people. I've never bothered with that. I think I've even disabled rankings. Reputation, I think I've disabled that too. But you know, you can have people with reputations and everything. User titles, junior member, senior member. You can edit these to be whatever, you know, little, you know, puppy, yearling, adult. You could do whatever cute thing you wanted to do there. Email tools, never even looked at that before. Paid subscriptions, we've talked about this quite extensively. The subscription manager, I think you've got a pretty good handle on this. You've added a field yourself. Add a new subscription will be there. Transaction log is important. Let's see what's up for March. March 1st, 2016 to the 4th. Well, you've got 2. Oh, good for you. That's good. That's I think in February it ended kind of badly, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. February 29th. Let's see. February 29th started off okay and then just fizzled out. But it looks like you're doing really well in March. Awesome. Good for you. I'm sure you're glad to see that. $50. So this person bought $50. And this person bought $50. That's badass. Fuck yeah. All right, cool. Subscription permissions, I think I showed you that. These, you know, I want to follow your database subscription. These are the, you know, the permissions it grants, and you set that up. When you add a new subscription, you're basically setting that up here. So you can, you know, you can see how the other ones are patterned. So tagging, I've never fiddled with that. Avatars, I've never really, I let people do their own avatars. So you can, you know, create different avatars if you want to allow people to choose generic ones. This is important though, post icons. Now I've got a lot of cool icons, but you can see the icons I've added. Okay, suppose you want to edit it. This is the path in your Plesk where it goes. It's going to be, you know, the Pitbull Bible, HTTP docs, forums docs, image slash icon icon1. Okay, so these are all of the, I'll show you what they are. Forums. Suppose I want to make it post. These are the post icons right here. Okay. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 different post icons, all OCD organized. But these are where you would add, subtract. Okay. The smiley manager is here. And I've got a bunch of damn smileys, so let's just check them out. Okay, there's 40 something total, so let's just see them all. These are all of the posting icons that I've added. And then you look at the path. Again, HTTP docs, forums docs, images docs, smileys, and this is where I uploaded them. So if you want to add, then you would come in here and call it grin. You would show the symbol to replace it, and you would put the file path of where it's going to be found, and that will translate to these. Okay, so that is where these come from. all 48 or whatever I have is right here. I added them in the Smiley Manager, add new smile. Custom BB codes, I've not added any. Actually, that's kind of a bitchin' thing. I have never done this, and maybe I'll even help you do it at one point, but let's see what it looks like. I have no idea how to help you here because I've never done it. But you would add, I guess, the value, what it does, and those BB codes would be here. Like, for example, this is a BB code. That is a BB code. You could add new codes, and I guess it would pop up here on this field. That is bitchin'. It's a pretty badass system. I've not made full use of it. I've done quite a bit. Where am I? I've never used that. I've never used that. Plugins and products. These are some of the products. Skim links, vBulletin blog, visitors in the last hour. I put that there. Mass private message. The ability to mass private message is a custom feature that I added there. If you don't want it to exist, you can disable, you can export, you can uninstall it. But these are different products. Plugin managers, kind of like this. These are important things to Facebook. I would not get rid of that. Member list permissions. I've disabled it. So like if you want to go in here, where the hell is it? Community. I've pulled the name member list out so people can't just see all the members that are on there, but you can actually go to memberlist.php. And you can see all the members that are here alphabetically. Only you, the moderator. I've created this. This is a member list permission that I've disabled. Anyone able to see that except you or me. Statistics and logs, I've never looked at any of that. Maintenance, sometimes you want to clear the system cache. Sometimes you have to repair and optimize tables. I've never done that, I don't think. Update tools. You can rebuild. Sometimes you're going to have to, I can't even remember, it's been so long, but sometimes you're going to have to rebuild posts. Something will get messed up. The forum will get messed up. You'll go ask for help on vbulletin.com and they'll say, empty the signature cache, rebuild the statistics. I wouldn't fiddle with these unless you absolutely have to. Like there was a time where the thumbnails wouldn't show up, people's avatars. And so we had to rebuild the custom avatars, etc., etc. So these are maintenance tools here that I very seldom use, in fact, forget how to use. Never use this. The API key is if you wanted to, I've never done it, you can see, but you could create a key that would access other tools like Facebook or something like that. I've never done it. I'm not going to do it. But that's there. So, all right, how long has this tutorial been now? Where am I? 7:46. That's a good 45-minute tutorial. I'll wrap it up here, but the article section, if you want to create an article, you simply can go to this one right here, and you are going to see a button to create an article. Go. And you can create a new article. Or you can go in here in the CMS manager, content manager, and publish new article. You know, what is on the bottom? I forget. Unpublished, publish. That would be, I guess, this. But let's say if you go into any article, never go into that one. If you go into any article, once you save it, you will automatically go to that article from where you can create a new article. Okay, so that'll do it for today. I'm tired as hell, but I'm glad to see it looks like got a lot of sales for the beginning of March, so that's awesome. I'm glad for you. So that's it, man. Hope you enjoy this long, horrible video.